Hi, I'm Sophia and welcome to Kitchen Caravan. Today we are making tahini love letters for our Quince Essential Christmas. The first thing we want to do is poach the quinces, and these are what they look like. They're not so exotic. You can find them at your local farmer's market and in the supermarkets, and they are excellent for jams and poaching really slowly. They become really beautiful red color. And these originate in the Caucasus, but there's a lot of lore behind them that they were brought to the Levant by Aphrodite, and the Greeks ate these a lot in ancient times, especially at wedding celebrations. They were thought to bring good luck and love, and brides used to eat them to perfume their kiss. I'm just going to brush them with some lemon juice because just like apples, they oxidize, so you don't want them to turn super brown before you get a chance to get them going. So I'm going to cut these halves into quarters and then each quarter into a quarter. So however you can visualize that. And I'm just going to go ahead and put them in this pot, get them going quickly. And I've overheard people at supermarkets wondering what these are. And you can buy these at the farmer's market. They are not so exotic. You know, I think we tend to stick to what we know, and that means that we lose a lot of ancient traditions because these things have been around for a long time. It's not a new thing. But we like to buy our Granny Smith apples. So, explore. Okay, so I'm going to put this in the pot. I'm going to add a cup of water and a cup and a half of sugar, 2 cloves, and I also like to add a little bit of a lemon peel, just like this much in there. So I'm going to stir this around and let it start to simmer. We're going to make the dough, which is a tahini crust, and I'm going to use a cup of flour. I'm going to use 2 tablespoons of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. Even when you're making a sweet dough, you want to use a little bit of salt to balance it out. And I'm just going to pulse this quickly to integrate the flour, all the dry ingredients. Okay, so now I'm going to just pour in the tahini and make sure I get it all over. And we're going to pulse until it resembles coarse crumbles. Now I'm going to add a beaten egg. I'm going to add a few tablespoons of ice cold water, and we'll see how it comes along. And you only want to pulse because you don't want to develop the gluten in the flour. You want it to be a short crust, one that's flaky, which is why you just pulse. It's not like kneading something like bread. I'm going to pinch it together. Yeah, we're definitely there. We're going to put this on a surface and just make sure that it's all integrated. So I'm just going to flatten this out with the heel of my hand to make sure there are no lumps, and to make sure all of the dough is integrated together without kneading it. This is just a way of doing it without, really kneading the dough and making it elastic. So just gather it together, and we're going to put it in the fridge for at least half an hour. Now you can see that the quince has turned this beautiful red color, and we're going to drain it of its syrup, and we're going to reserve the syrup because we're going to use it for many things later. And we're going to fork mash the quince. So just sort of get out all of the liquid, or a lot of it, and don't worry about it being a little bit liquidy. I'm going to roll this out. And this is a sticky dough, so that's why you want to make sure that you have a lot of flour on your work surface. So you're going to cut a ring. I have this ring cutter, but you also can use upside down bowls, anything with a hard edge, and that's perfectly fine. And you're going to put a little bit of this quince paste in the middle. And we're going to seal it up like this. 1 edge, 2 edge, 3 edge, 4th inch and sort of pinch them together. I'm going to use the syrup and I'm just going to lightly brush. We're going to do this twice, before we put them in the oven and when they come out. We're going to pop these in the oven for 10 minutes at 375 and 10 minutes at 350. I brushed these with syrup after they came out of the oven, and then I'm going to sprinkle them with sesame seeds so that they stick. And it's sort of a nice thing to do, garnish your food with some of the ingredient that's inside. So since this is a tahini crust, we're letting people know that by putting a little bit of sesame on the outside. Here we have our tahini and quince love letters as our dessert for our Quince Essential Christmas. Now, buy your own quinces and keep on cooking with Kitchen Caravan.